Yalla Home with Anna Schofield and Big House.
21 minutes, nearly 22 minutes past 5 on a Sunday evening. We're a couple of days from the announcement of Ramadan. Very exciting. And I'm so pleased to announce that Big Hass has managed to squirrel his way through that horrific traffic on the airport road. Sounds really bad, Hass. Are you okay?
Yeah. Everything's cool. There was a big accident.
Yeah.
7-8 cars.
Oh, I hope everyone was all right.
Seems so. There was a couple of ambulances there, but, inshallah, everything is cool. But, you have to... I think it's the... You're a little bit worried about it because Ramadan is coming, and I know people towards the iftar time get the speed on the road, so just in advance, please don't do that. You're not going to benefit anything from gaining 2-3 minutes. I know hunger is talking, and I know that, and that's why we have, and sadly maybe it's not happening this year because of the pandemic, we have people on the road giving away dates and water or yogurt just for you to eat something.
Yeah.
So if you know that you're going to be on the road and it's going to be like iftar time, and please make sure to be a little bit of responsible and have something to carry with you, or you can just stop and drink something or eat something quick until you get home. That's just I guess.
Yep.
Yeah, don't let the family needs to see you, so don't let an unfortunate accident be the cause of that. Yeah.
Let's look at speaking of things like that. Let's look at the figures for the UAE if they're around. Obviously, it's nice to know the scores on the doors, as I call it, and then we'll flick round the globe.
The Ministry of Health and Prevention have not yet announced the figures for today.
Okay.
Just looking at their website. Last figure was, according to yesterday, 1,931 cases. Okay. But that is without today. We're going to keep you, well informed and updated the second we get it.
Okay. Right, flicking around the globe, the WHO, Hass's favourite people, absolutely loves them. They're in the news today because their chief has hit out at a lack of vaccine doses for poorer countries. He says there is a shocking imbalance for the countries that are obviously much more poverty-stricken. The wealthy ones are... what's the best way to describe it? Just kind of snuffling up all the vaccines. So that's in conversation. We also have, there's various things going on. One of the big things is Prince Philip. That's in the news and has been for the last few days. The Queen has been described today talking about the loss of her husband as saying it is a huge void in her life. They're extremely close and they've been married for years. Momentous years. So it's Prince Andrew, her son, that's come out and said, it's just a huge void. And I think over the next few days there will be lots of conversation about this. And obviously Prince Harry is flying in. Funnily enough, that's a news story of its own. The first thing people started saying was, when will Prince Harry go home? And he was literally immediate with it, with, yes, I'm going to be there. There's no way I'm not going to be there at my grandfather's funeral. Meghan Markle, however, won't be. She's heavily pregnant, so she's not going. The UK is preparing to open, and it's quite extraordinary. Restaurants are preparing. There are hundreds on the waiting list. Hair salons, beauty salons, they are literally booked up for months. And England is trying to navigate its roadmap of how this looks. But everyone is just going absolutely nuts. Interestingly, Hass, we also, just keeping with the UK a second, we had quite a well-known personality called Nikki Graham. She won't be known anywhere else other than in the UK. But we lost her yesterday at the age of 38 to anorexia. And I want to mention it for that reason, because anorexia is one of those things that affects so many girls. And again, it's not always talked about. But to lose someone to anorexia, funnily enough, the COVID, her mother has come out and spoken. She's been in facilities 5 or 6 times for her anorexia. She was known for it. She's written 2 books. She talks openly about how she battles this disorder, or she did. And her mother came out and said since COVID and the gyms were closed, she stopped eating because she had such a bad relationship with it that she thought she would put on weight, and she didn't think she should eat if she couldn't exercise it off. And that was the bad relationship, and we lost her. So I think we should discuss that later. There's also, the police are warning against tombstoning. Do you know what tombstoning is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're warning against that?
Yeah, they are. They're saying it's bad as the weather gets warmer. So tombstoning is when you stand on sort of a raised platform, cliff edge, bridge maybe, and you dive into the sea. And yeah, someone's been hurt recently and they're saying stop it. There's an increase in tombstoning and you've got to stop it. BAFTA Awards, everything you need to know. The ceremony is tonight. That's quite exciting. Don't ask me what the 4 words are. I will get them for you. And then just, various things around the world. We obviously lost the rapper that I know will have been very sad
DMX.
for you.
Yeah,
we
sure.
lost him over the weekend as well.
Yeah, may his soul rest in peace and power. Definitely impacted a lot of rappers. Spoke about it yesterday. DMX, but he has been in the hospital for a week right now. Brain has not been correspondent or respondent, and news came out a couple of days ago. His passing was trending a couple of days ago, but before the official announcement. But yeah, he means a lot for hip hop, and he was very, very close to God, and he went through a lot of trial and tribulations, and he's in a better place right now. So definitely DMX, one of the greats. The figures just came in, you guys, right here in the UAE, 1,810. That's what the ministry announced. Hashtag you are responsible as well. Please keep wearing your mask and, wash your hands. 1,810 cases, bringing the total cases in the UAE to 483,747. We do have 1,652 people recovered in the past 24 hours. We are a bit less than yesterday and the last week, I believe, in terms of figures. That's the least. Yeah, that's the least we've seen in a couple of weeks, I would say.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Good.
Or maybe even 3 weeks.
Slightly in the right direction.
Slightly lower, yeah. 1,810, which is something we can definitely look forward to.
Yalla Home with Ella Schofield and Big House.
And we're live through till 8 o'clock tonight. And if Ramadan does start tomorrow, of course, we've got the Moon Committee meeting tonight. In fact, Hassi, you can fill me in on that sort of stuff. But
I think we're meeting tomorrow.
Do you think they're meeting tomorrow?
They're meeting,
Not tonight? Because they said maybe tonight. And I read this today because I'm completely locked on.
Yeah.
And they said there's only a 20-minute window, and if they do see the slither, it's actually quite difficult to see it tonight. So the likelihood is it'll probably be tomorrow. But there is a chance it might be tonight. And if it is Ramadan tomorrow, then our new time will be 4 till 6. I'm just flagging that.
Yeah, we don't know yet. According to the last thing I kind of read, they're debating Tuesday or Wednesday.
Okay.
Because I think that the crescent sighting will be happening tomorrow night, April 12th.
Saudi this morning was saying it might be tonight.
That's what I'm saying. Some countries tonight, some countries tomorrow.
Okay. Okay. And does that mean Ramadan starts at different times in different countries?
Yeah. No. That's a big debate. No. It starts mainly in one time in all.
Okay.
Yeah. That's all I can say about that. And then obviously, but I think they're meeting tomorrow. So I doubt tomorrow will be Ramadan. But again, we don't know. We'll see.
Right.
So they're expecting Ramadan to be obviously either Tuesday. Or Wednesday.
Okay.
Which, if that's the case, then maybe tomorrow is the last, obviously, day before Ramadan. Yeah, the day before Ramadan.
All right.
So let's see how that goes.
Let's see how it goes.
Yeah. God bless. Let's talk about your cat.
Oh, let's talk about it.
It came back because we talked about it, I believe, Thursday, and I think when we talked about it, I was like a bit shocked. A bit shocked of how you were taking it, but I know you were feeling, anxious inside.
I was,
and it was because again, I never really had a cat, but my cat owners' friends, they would say they would leave their cats 4 or 5 days and they will come back. I can never do that with my pet.
Yeah, you see, I don't do that with mine.
I can't. There's no way.
Right.
It's not about the controlling thing. It's just I get worried. Like I don't know.
I freak out.
Yeah.
But also, cats are creatures of habit.
Yes.
So we've got them into routine. So she's not even quite a year yet. So she's a teenager. That looks sort of like an adult, but she looks like a young adult. So little Betty, she's called, and she's just such a sweetheart. She's very cuddly. She loves the children. She spends a lot of time cuddling us. So she's not a wild thing that goes roaming ever. And she's been going out for 6 months. She's chipped. She's injected. She's got all her jabs up to date. But never has she stayed out. Never has she done that. So
did you know where she was though? Like you can't tell. Maybe she was in the backyard or something like that.
We went everywhere. We were looking every day. And the reason I sounded weird on air last week was because I just knew I was going to cry. So we were crying a lot at home. And then I was trying to be really just fine about it. On Thursday. Yeah. And I thought, please don't cry on air. That would be really sad. But anyway, I went home on Thursday night, and I did actually have a cry on Thursday night, and she didn't come home Thursday night. And each night, I kept leaving the doors open till 11 p.m. until I could barely keep my eyes open and she wasn't coming back. The kids went round and round our compound several times each day, calling her name. She didn't come back. And it's my son's cat, and he was being really brave, but he loves his cat, and she sleeps with him. I mean, they're really close.
Yeah.
So I could see that he was being brave, but it was burning.
Yeah, of course.
And
but like, what she went missing for like what, 3 days?
4 days. She went on Tuesday night.
Yeah, came back.
Friday night at midnight. And here's the weird thing: we were all in bed, but the kids were on holiday, so they were obviously up gaming and things. And I suddenly heard my son shout, "Mum,
No way.
Betty's home!" And I went, "What? What?" And I was literally scrabbling out of bed. You know, it was one of those. I was half asleep, ran down the stairs thinking he must have got it wrong, and there he was. And as he opened the front door, she came running in. Something, I don't know what happened for those 4 days.
What? How do you
it
know?
wasn't
Like,
right.
was she not looking good?
Her collar was missing.
Her collar was missing?
Her collar was missing completely.
Collar, okay.
Yeah. She had a little orange collar on, because that's how you can tell it's a domestic cat. So I always make sure. And she's black, so you can see her little neon orange collar. Her collar was completely gone. She had wild eyes. She was thin. She had sort of mud and dust in her fur. And the fact that it was midnight, I felt that she'd run home as soon as she'd escaped whatever it was. And that's the feeling. And she ran into the kitchen, and she needed so much water, and she needed so much food. And we just sat with her until she sort of had finished.
I think with cats, like, does it? They go through. I'll be interested to know if she's going to go out again.
She went out this morning, but she only went for half. I let her out this morning because when it gets too hot, they come in.
Yeah.
And then I said, right, no one lets her out this afternoon.
Yeah.
And yeah, so she's fine. But she came straight in, and she slept all weekend just on the sofas and stayed by us. There was a real feeling of something bad happened to me, and I'm not going anywhere. So, and I'll never know what happened.
Yeah.
But it was weird. But the longer she was gone, by Friday, I pretty much was thinking, okay, something's happened to her, because I knew she wouldn't not come home.
I mean, look, that's tough. I don't know how you guys handle it in terms of, like, you know, pet owners, and when you have a pet, like, it's more like a part of the family, obviously, and you go, like, you know, you're not going to be the same if your kid was missing 3-4 days.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's the same, but it's somehow the same.
But it's along those lines.
Yeah,
You're
because
right,
you know, like, and again, I'm still confused. I know cats have their way, but I'm still confused because I just saw a friend of mine today, and he said my cat hasn't been home for a week, and he knows she's okay, which is weird.
Maybe he's adopted a wild one, and that's because some of the wild ones do. They go off and then they come back, and they rest and everything.
But like, just stays with him for like 1-2 weeks, and then goes off for a week, and then goes back, and he's so cool about it. Oh, good, yeah, very nice. Oh yeah, she just walked in. I'm like, walked in. How long she been gone? A week? I'm like, what? That's it, bro. Like, okay. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Weird.
I mean, you know,
but
each their own.
Anyway, I'm glad that your cat is back, Anna Schofield. Really back.
Music's greatest songs. Greatest songs. Worth covering. Original classic hitmakers.
So this band, you're probably going to recognise the loop that's underneath me right now, but you might not necessarily know who or why. You might do, but you might not. Or you might go, oh, it's that film. It's the song from that film. Suicide Squad. Really quite a dark song, but I remember it having such a huge impact. The band we're talking about are 21 Pilots. Now, when you research something like this, it's not my real flavour, you know, so it's not my jam, as they say. So when I research something like this, I have to properly go in with a blank canvas, and I'm like, oh, right, okay. The 21 Pilots, they're not called the 21 Pilots, and by the way, it's all lowercase, that's really important. A lot of their stuff is dark. It's kind of rap. I don't know what Hass would call it. What they are called is alternative, and that's where they sit in the genre world. Hass and I, neither of us are fans of the genre kind of categorization of music and artists, but they do actually sit there. And there is an alternative chart. Who knew? Which I sat there going, goodness, I had no idea. But I remember this song having quite an impact, and I was on a different radio station here in the UAE at the time, and it was played endlessly. Let me tell you about them. 21 Pilots are an American musical duo, although there's been comings and goings and changing of position with different people. But they're from Ohio, and the band was formed in 2009 by a very talented vocalist called Tyler Joseph. And along with Nick Thomas and Chris Sully, those were the team that they got together. Now, the latter two, Nick Thomas and Chris Sully, both left in 2011, and it left two others. And since their departure, the lineup consisted of Joseph and the drummer Josh Dunn. And they're best known for songs like Stressed Out, which you may know, Ride, Heathens, which is the one I'm about to play. They received a Grammy Award for Best Pop Duo and Group Performance at the 59th Annual Grammy Awards for Stressed Out. And the band independently released 2 albums. There was lots of that going on. And actually the leader of this pack, Tyler Joseph, is the one who was writing music and recording stuff in his garage when he was a kid. Like he was, and at college as well. He was grabbing talented musicians and going, come, let's record together. And he'd got a recording studio in his basement. So their label debut was Vessel, and the label was responsible for the commercial success of popular alternative artists like, let's see if you know these, Panic at the Disco, you know them? I've heard of them. Paramore, you know Paramore? Okay, so this is the label that was responsible for those guys, and 21 Pilots went to them. Tyler Joseph successfully negotiated to maintain ownership of the preceding self-titled album. Really key. He's not stupid, that guy. And remains available digitally. However, part of the signing agreement in 2012 with the record label was the rights to Regional at Best were transferred to the label, meaning that Regional at Best was discontinued and removed from the digital markets. And these are the games, and you talk about it a lot, and these are the games that the labels will play with artists. They will do that. They will make these decisions. So then you've got Blurry Face, 2015 to 2017. And we got Trench coming soon. No, not Trench. Sorry, Scaled and Icy coming soon. Trench was the album before. So Trench was 2018. They're prolific songwriters. They're all over it. But I tell you what, listen to some of those songs and hear what they've got to say. Because it's not songs as you know it. It's I suppose that's where the alternative thing comes in. Lyrical themes, I love that. So Tyler Joseph writes lyrics that are often psychodramatic in nature and usually based around his piano parts. Loves the piano, plays the piano. He describes both his songwriting as well as himself as very dramatic. And he claims he began writing songs because there were things he wanted to say that he didn't know how to in a normal conversation. But in terms of singing, it's not really singing. Nor would I say it was rap. So, Hassa, it would be good for you to listen to some of the other stuff and tell me what you think, because I'm novice. I'm here.
I think I'll get a Massive Attack feel.
Yeah, but Massive Attack were quite vocal. They're quite melodic. Here, the message that comes out of the songs, I'll play some stuff afterwards.
Yeah.
It's almost Eminem-y, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean,
so it's got that vibe to it. It's that real. I'm telling you, and I need to say this. And this is a story, and it goes from A to Z, and there's a middle. And Eminem when he first started.
What are they categorized at? Like what's their category? Alternative rap?
No, just alternative.
Interesting.
I couldn't really dig anything more out. They're just like, oh yeah, they're alternative. And I kept thinking, well, what does that actually mean? So when you listen, you'll understand it.
Yeah, but more like, I think it's really interesting because when you look at people like, what's it called? Fred Durst and
right.
And that there was a lot of also rap with metal with rock. So that genre itself, because rap came from the jazz and the soul and the funk and the blues, and that's where rap came. And also a lot of people actually enjoy rap with heavy metal, with alternative,
And I don't think of it like that.
There is a genre called alternative rap. That's what I'm telling you. It is a genre, and it's really interesting.
And that's not really how they're described.
Yeah.
But I mean, this Joseph Tyler, he goes at it, and it's that I'm speaking and I'm talking and I'm doing it and I'm doing it and I'm doing it. But would I necessarily call it rap? I don't know, but you might say it is. So they're worth a listen. Just investigate. Go and listen to some of their stuff. I was clicking on all sorts of songs, didn't know them, hadn't heard them necessarily, and was just there going, wow, and he's got so much to say, this guy. And then you look at the numbers and you find the rest of the world is also listening. The song that I'm going to play is probably the most well-known song to the masses, because this one came out of the motion picture for Suicide Squad. This was 2016. The song's called Heathens. It's dark, and it was released through Atlantic Records, written by Tyler Joseph. I was saying his name the wrong way around. Brilliant. Don't laugh at me. Peaked at number 2 on the US Billboard Hot 100, tying with Stressed Out for the band's sort of highest charting singles to date. It was nominated for 3 Grammy Awards, 3, when this song came out. And it was leaked through Reddit post initially. So 21 Pilots tweeted a message in Morse code, which read, "Take it slow." So this is a lyric taken from the song Heathens. And then the following day, on June the 16th, it was revealed that the song would be featured on the motion picture soundtrack for, the superhero film with DC Comics. And the soundtrack was released on August the 5th, 2016. He talks about it. Make sure I get his names in the right way around. Tyler Joseph. As I was writing the song, I was like, I want this song to be a 21 Pilots song first. And I want it to resonate with our fans and make sense of our show. Even though the themes in the movie inspired the writing of the song, as the lyrics came together and as the song came together, I realised this was our song. And that's him talking. So listen to it. You know it from the movie.
Yellow Home
With Anna Schofield.
and Big House.
10 to 7 already. What is going on? Fast moving show tonight. We're live through till 8 o'clock, as we always are. I have a feeling that Hass is about to crash through with the most incredible story. And if you say you've been chatting to Justin Bieber over the weekend, I'm going to throw something at you.
No.
Because that's at that point that you have to say, Anna, you need to come here.
Something better happened, okay?
Well, better than talking to Justin Bieber.
In my opinion, yeah, because I'm always like for the artist community. Okay, let me paint the picture, okay? Because this is really, I'm not kidding you guys. This is really remarkable. I can't believe it. All right, and there's a video that proves it. It's not like
it's a video.
So, yeah. So basically, this is what happened. There's a rapper. His name's Anis, and he is based in the States.
Right.
This guy, I've been following this guy for quite some time right now. For like at least 3 years. Okay. Last year, he went through he lost his voice. And he's a rapper, right? So his career took a halt, is it?
What was it? Was it nodes, you know?
Yeah, there was a lot of things wrong. And he couldn't speak and he couldn't do a lot of things. And he was inactive for a while. That being said, though, he was able to build a fan base, like a good, decent fan base. He's very positive, very energetic, real nice guy, okay? Did an interview with him on my blog and really pushed him and really pushing him and all that stuff. Now, just a couple of days ago, this is incredible. Couple of days ago, he released a song called Slip. It's his first song ever since this 1 year hiatus, or like,
with his voice, with his new voice back.
With his voice back. Yeah. His voice got back about a couple of months ago, so he worked on a video. He's very engaging. He's like, his social media game is on point. Incredible guy. So he was able to build a fan base in the States that are Arab American. He's I think he's originally Palestinian, if I'm not mistaken. So Palestinian American, born and raised in America, was able to build that fan base in America.
Right.
Now, I'm telling you, fam, I can't believe it, but okay, I'm just trying to. So I watch NBA late night. It was Friday.
I do know this.
It was Friday. It was 5:30 a.m. It was a long game. I'm watching the NBA, I'm like, I swear to God, guys. Okay, I'm gonna tell you what happened and tell you the story because this is really remarkable.
All right.
And you'll only hear the story on Pulse 95. I'm telling you. I'm watching Anis, and there's a visual with Anis and Justin Bieber on IG Live. They're talking to each other. It was 5:30. I am sitting, just laying down on my couch. Right. I'm like, this is a dream. Like, what are you talking about? I'm like, Anis, what are you doing? Like, buying a Justin Bieber filter. What are you doing, bro?
Oh, wow, right.
Like, No, it was Justin Bieber in the flesh, going live with Anis, with Haley in the background, enjoying the music. So Anis, on a regular good day, gets around 30 people to watch his live. Right. Maximum 30 people.
Right.
Max.
That would be
I'm
me.
looking at him like there's 70,000 people. I'm like, no, this is, I swear I have goosebumps just talking about this. What's wrong with you? It's real. I had to go through other devices. I'm like, there's something wrong with my device. There's no way This is happening. Fam, it is truth.
Wow.
He had,
so how?
I'll tell you, he had 20,000 followers, okay? Anis. After the live, he jumped from 20 to 70.
Did you really?
He got 40,000 followers in a span of 10 minutes. And guess what? Justin Bieber is the most humble human being I've ever seen. He was talking to Anis, talking about the song Slip and love and relationships. And I'll show you the video right now, and I'll show you
how did this come about? Did Justin DM him and go?
Okay.
No.
So I swear to God. So Anis goes live on his Instagram, always like this in the car. He's always chilling like this, right? And he's like, freestyling. Hey guys, I just dropped my song.
I love his moustache.
Yeah. And he's just, so like, what is it like here? 10 minutes, 12 minutes down the line. Yes, right here. Around 14 minutes down the line, okay? He is performing. And I want you to say to people, okay? Well, I'm gonna click play right here. I want you to say to people what you see.
Okay.
So without audio, just him rapping.
Okay, so he's just rapping.
Yeah, you saw that?
Yeah. So the screen splits and Bieber is getting down to it.
jamming to his music. And Haley's in the background right now. He'll show it, but like he's jamming to it, and not that. So
he's properly dancing to it.
So Anis is rapping right now.
Yeah.
He's rapping the song, and I'll see if I can play a little bit.
Does he know that Justin Bieber is dancing to it? So at this point, he can see this.
This is it. No. Oh shit! Oh yeah. We heard that.
That happened.
Okay. So he was so engaged. Bieber was so engaged, Anna.
Wow.
To the point where he asked Anis to repeat the song.
Did he?
So Anis had to rewind the instrumental, repeat the song again.
Wow.
You understand what happened?
Yeah,
One of the biggest stars on the planet went live with just an independent, regular guy, and then they were talking about relationships. Slip is about not letting that someone that you love slip.
Okay.
So Justin Bieber was sitting down afterwards. He didn't just hear that and let it go. He's like, everybody needs to hear this song. It is remarkable, incredible. And then, Haley is sitting on the couch, and he showed Haley a little bit, like just sitting there. And I'm like, what?
Haley's on the couch. It's just the most innocent of expressions, and there is Haley, supermodel, on the couch.
On the couch. They were chilling. They were chilling, So I asked him, how did this whole thing happen? And, so basically Justin Bieber, a day before, actually just a couple hours before, he posted about Anis, just this song.
He?
Yeah, just Anis, wow, boom. And this is where it started. So Anis was live, and all of a sudden, when you're live and you get a request, because Justin Bieber requested to be live. And of course, at that point, you could see Anis' face, okay, bam. But he handled it so beautifully, and he kept rapping.
Amazing.
I'm telling you, fam, you don't understand the power, the impact, and the number one that Justin Bieber said.
Yeah.
That's why I wanted, he said, I want the world to know more about you. And the amount of power that he had, the impact, I'm telling you, automatically people start showing the follower. 20,000. If you go to Anis' page right now. Good, exactly. So I'm looking at Anis' page right now. Anis the rapper, 69.9 thousand, 70,000 followers.
Wowzers.
So his friends like us, we were like, what?
Yeah.
And it wasn't just that, how celebrities go live. It wasn't just a regular live hello.
No, he hung around.
They sat down, spoke deep. Like, they went in deep.
So how long were they on for?
They went on, fam. This is remarkable. They started talking from the 15th minute till, easily a 15-minute convo, fam.
Wow. Properly chatting. Nice guy. That's amazing.
That, for me, just shows you the character of Justin Bieber.
Yeah.
How he gave his platform. He has 128 million followers.
Yeah.
And you know what's funny? One thing that was funny. Anis cracked me up. Anis looked at Justin Bieber and he said, since we have a bit more than 10, 20 followers right here, right now, just watching us, and 70,000 people.
Yeah.
Just remarkable. Go check him out. Anis the rapper on Instagram. The video is there. I thought that is really just remarkable how it happened. And it is the big testament of what Justin Bieber is all about.
Nice.
Yalla Home
With Anna Schofield.
and Big House.
Sliding through till 8 o'clock tonight, keeping you company and all that. We are live here at Pulse 95. Talk to me about DMX.
Rest in peace, man. Rest in peace. Okay, so in order to talk about DMX a little bit, you got to understand what he really meant for the rap. We're not going to do like in details with him, but I just want to say he lived praying for other people. Like especially kind of even in the beginning, he always focused on the community and the other people. He on the well-being of others, but never really focused about himself.
Interesting.
And again, like I said earlier, DMX faced a lot of dark moments in his life, and he was, sadly, he went to the hospital last week, and he had a heart attack due to something that he did, and he was like, and it's just really sad. But at the same time, a lot of people are now giving back. So, for example, his music on iTunes became #1. A lot of people are buying that. There are rumors, and it's not confirmed yet, that Jay-Z and Beyonce have bought all the masters for DMX, and the money from that will be going to DMX's family.
Okay.
One thing I really wanted to talk about because of this, obviously DMX passed away at the age of 50. And it's very, very important, especially if you're a hip-hop head out there. There is no union, in a way, that takes care of these people.
No.
DJ Kool Herc, the founding father of hip-hop, is not the same as a Lil Nas, with all due respect, in terms of money and what they stand for. How come the people who created this culture, who did so well in this culture, are financially... financially is a problem. How? It's so weird. And this is the most popular genre culture in the world.
But it will be different for some of them will have spent it, some of them will have blown it, some of them won't have had it. I mean, it depends on each one, I suppose. I don't know.
But I want to take this opportunity to throw it out there. Why doesn't hip hop have a union? And not like a union where you can help these people. DMX at the end years, it was really terrible for him.
Was it?
Yeah, financially, and it was like, how do you entertain that? How do you go on that? And he has, that's what I'm saying about facing your DM. This guy sold so many albums, so many songs.
And where did the money go?
That's what I'm saying. So it's so weird. It's because of record labeling, because of, and that's what they tell you. One rule, and again, this goes only out to the people who are really making so much money. What is the importance of owning your record and owning a master version of the record? That's that you owning it. What's the importance of that? A lot of people are talking, it's really, really important. And when you sign with a record label in the beginning, they give you that. But you don't understand that the money that they give you is actually a loan. Because you use studio, you're hiring lawyers, it's a dirty world out there.
Yeah.
And that's what DMX talks about. I urge you guys to go on YouTube and type DMX the industry. He talks about the industry and how dark is the industry, how pathetic is the industry, how toxic is the industry, and it's just the way it is. And we don't see that as people, obviously, but just remarkable guy. Every single rapper out there have given his condolences to DMX. A lot of the rappers that are right now, DMX specifically impacted them. Like, forget about obviously the impact of the people, but rappers, his flow, his delivery, how he had a certain voice. So may his soul rest in peace. But again, I just checked, it's a rumor that Jay-Z and Beyonce, it's not yet confirmed, but it's being thrown around on Twitter.
I hope so.
If they did that would be super dope. But DMX passed away at the age of 50. Let us know, what's your favorite DMX track? Do you have a favorite DMX record?
No, I don't.
You
need to educate me.
There's this one, Where the Hood At, and Party Up. Yeah, just incredible.
Party Out.
Party Out. I know you know Party Out.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Okay.
If you liked this episode of Yalla Home, drop a like and subscribe.
95.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram for all our daily updates and top stories.